kids. I also heard you say that you're going to let us keep our health insurance. Well, thank you. It's not your right to decide whether or not I keep my current plan or not. That's my decision. Now, I've heard recently in the media, you and some other people on the national political stage call us brown shirts because we oppose it.
No, I did not. What I said was, and I've apologized for it. So.
Okay, well, thanks for apologizing, but I won't speak to you, then I'll speak to others. But I'll remind you, a little history lesson. The Nazis were the National Socialist Party. They were leftist. They took over the finance. They took over the car industry. They took over healthcare in that country. Nancy Pelosi wants to find a swastika, maybe the first place she should look is the sleeve of her own arm. Now, what I want to know is, you've done a lot of things that violate your constitutional oath, as you know. What I want to know is, as a Marine, as a disabled veteran that served this country, I have kept my oath. Do you ever intend to keep yours?
Yes, I
do. It's getting heated, and now we know what the guys on the left think about those guys on the right. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavuto. You rant, they rave, not about your rant, but you. Robert Gibbs offering this unique take on those not uniquely or even remotely smitten by the president's health care plan. To wit, and I quote, the astroturf nature of grassroots lobbying, which is largely the term for, you know, this manufactured anger.
That our reform efforts would ensure illegal immigrants. This, too, is false. The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. Not true.
I'm not going to apologize again. I apologized to the president on Wednesday night. I was advised then that thank you. Now let's get on to a civil discussion of the issues. But I've apologized one time. The apology was accepted by the president, by the vice president, who I know. I am not apologizing again. In fact, I've been proven correct on the issue of citizen verification. And in fact, the Senate adopted it on Friday. And then I'm very grateful on Friday night, the White House is now going to include it in their bill.
But let's, and we'll get to all of that, yes. I promise, but let's get to this question of the apology. Yes. You say you've apologized twice, but...
once. Once.
Well, you issued a statement, then you called the White House. Why not apologize to your House colleagues? They say you broke the rules.
My view is that the apology to the President, to the White House, his acceptance, the Vice President's acceptance, people know my civility. They know that this was a one-time event, and it was out of frustration. I believe in the truth. What I heard was not true.
I also told you that I would tell you what we were going to do on 9/12. Well, you've already done it. There are 9/12 projects and rallies happening all over. The biggest one seems to be in Washington, D.C. on September 12th. I have been asked to speak, and I prayed about it, quite honestly, for the last couple of weeks. And then I went to Fox, and I asked them, would they help me do my role? And here's what I feel. I gave you the 9/12 project. It was your project. People put it together. Now, I could go and speak at some project and then hope that somebody in the media would cover. Or I could play my part, and I could stay here in New York and not only cover Washington, but some of the other big rallies that people want to go and be a part of taking their country back. So on 9/12, I will be anchoring live coverage here of the biggest 9/12 Tea Party yet on Capitol Hill on September 12th. No matter where you are, there or here, we will see each other then. We'll be back.
care, but they're here about a lot of issues that they're obviously upset about. Right now they're chanting, "Tell the truth." They've been talking a lot to me about what they think CNN should air, and here you hear them chanting. Let's talk about Joe Wilson. I've covered him for a long time, and I'll tell you, he's a man who does care about things like honor, doing the right thing. He's also a man who I've seen display a reaction tendency where if something bothers him and it builds up, I have seen him get passionate and fiery about it before like this. So it didn't shock me, but I think people who know him as more of a mild-mannered guy day to day.
Hey, Lisa, I'm just going to interrupt you for a minute because the crowd is kind of overshadowing your words, so I'm going to ask you to speak a little bit louder. We're going to give it one more shot to see if we can hear you a little bit more clearly. So is he, Joe Wilson, now a hot potato on Capitol Hill? Are fellow Republicans distancing themselves from him?
Yeah, I don't think they're very comfortable with what happened, Frederica, but they're not turning their backs on him. Clearly, Democrats are making a move. They want an apology on the floor of the House. They say if he does not give that apology, that they will be pushing a resolution to admonish Congressman Wilson. So next week will be an important week for Congressman Wilson to decide, does he want to give an apology on the House floor? He's already apologized to the White House. Does he want to make that next step? Or does he want to face a potential resolution against him?
Are you telling me, Lisa?
Before we cut out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to try something good. Can I ask you guys something? Yeah, let me ask you guys something. I got a question. Everybody. I got a question. I want to bring this all together. You guys, we're on air right now. I want to ask this crowd. I want to ask you.
Let them speak. We don't need to be like
I want to ask you.
Let them speak.
What do you think of Congressman Joe Wilson? Yeah! See, so there are people who very strongly support Congressman Wilson, Frederica, and many of them are right here.
And we are taking you live now to the U.S. Capitol, view of the National Mall there, where a protest rally is just about to get underway to demonstrate against government spending under the Obama administration. Some expected speakers include former GOP House Majority Leader Dick Armey, South Carolina Senator Jim DeMint, actor and radio talk show host Stephen Baldwin, and Republican House leaders like Mike Pence and Tom Price, and as well as the author and motivational speaker Mason Weaver. This event is organized by a group called Freedom Works Foundation and a coalition